steps that will help you get into a healthy living. I usually say it's those baby steps that matter. It's those things that you do on a day-to-day basis. Some of us want to do 10,000, 100,000, 50,000 steps in a day, and then after 2-3 days, we are completely knackered, we're completely shattered, and we're thinking, what the heck did I put myself into? You're not even able to continue doing what you need to do. But how about if you start little by little and then you develop it and do it every single day? Recently, I shared 10 healthy living rules or golden rules, which a doctor that passed away sadly recently shared about if you want to have like healthy living. And he was saying, do the thing every single day. Commit to doing it every single day. Imagine if you committed yourself and said every single day, I'll go out for 5,000 steps or 10,000 steps. 5,000 is a bare minimum, right? And you commit yourself and say, Monday, 5,000. Tuesday, 5,000. Wednesday, 5,000. Thursday, 5,000. Until it becomes a lifestyle. That's how you build consistency, right? You can't wake up in the morning and just say, I am consistent because I have done something once. Once will not give you consistency. Twice will not give you consistency. It takes a minimum of 21 days for us to be able to establish. They say between 18 and 250 days for us to be able to establish a healthy habit. And most of the time, because we are so much used and acclimatized to having those old ways of doing things, we get so accustomed and we get so fixated to our old ways of doing things that it becomes really difficult for us to learn something new. I battle with new things, with new ideas and ideologies, because I'm like, I'm used to this. It's like when you have a child, when your child is breastfeeding or feeding the bottle, or you have like a pacifier, and it gets to a point you know very well that, or the child knows very well, it doesn't fit me, it doesn't really work out for my good, what I'm doing. But because of that comfort, they're used to it, they will battle getting it out of it. That's so winning is usually a battle to get away of the old habit and introduce a new habit. Your body will be refusing it. Your child will be saying like, no, you're not going to let go of me. I'm used to this. And there will be tantrums, there will be fights, there will be battles, there will be whatever. But you need to be consistent and you need to be persistent, that it gets to a point you're like, I've done this enough, that we can now finally let go. We can now finally part ways. My child and I can part ways, and we can start a new habit where they can eat solid food. And that's the same thing when it comes to all these new habits that we have to establish. Our old habits will come screaming at us. Our old habits will come reminding us how they have felt so good. They fed us well. They've done us justice. They've been really amazing and things like that. And you will sometimes fall back into that. But once you decide to be persistent, you decide to be consistent, you decide to go for it no matter what. That's why it gets to a point where you start getting into the gist of doing it, and it becomes reality. It becomes part and parcel of you. And that's why I love challenges, because what it does means is that we're just actually telling ourselves, for this amount of time, we will do the same thing until it becomes second nature. We will do the same thing until it becomes part and parcel of our lives. And in this case, we're telling ourselves we will do 5,000 steps every single day until 7 days. And as I said, 7 days is a bare minimum. If you can do this every single day, and then you do it for 7 days, and then you tell yourself, hey, I've done it for 7 days, why can't I do it for 14 days? Why can't I do it for 21 days? Once you hit 21 days, at least you are on the way of making it part of a new habit. Once you get to 90 days, it becomes part of a lifestyle, and it becomes part of your second nature. So let me talk a little bit about how do you start establishing a healthy regime. It will start with practice, right? But before you practice, you have to think about what are the things that you need to be doing in order to achieve the things that you want to achieve. It will mean that once you have to tell yourself, what is it that I want to achieve in my health goal? It might be that I want to lose weight, or it might be I want to maintain weight, or it might be I want just to be more healthy, more active and things like that. And then ask yourself, how am I going to get into this? What is it that I'm going to do to be able to get into the healthy habit that I want to establish? In our case, we are telling ourselves, go out, Whether you need to crawl, you need to walk, you need to run, wherever that you can do, get yourself 5,000 steps, right? And so that starts when you start in the morning. When you wake up in the morning, you're going maybe for shopping, you can decide to walk. And the good thing is that we have so many different trackers. Phones, any basic, any simple smartphone will have like a tracker on it. So you can track your steps. When you're walking around, whether it's an Android or an Apple phone, they have step counters. So you carry it along with you. You're going shopping, you're bringing your phone with you. You're going into any place that you're going, you're headed off together with your gadget. It will help you to be able to understand and to be able to say how many of those things have I been able to do at the end of the day? How many of those steps have I been able to do at the end of the day, right? So you get to a point that you become so much accustomed into it. You become so much into it every single day, right? It becomes a second nature. When you're going somewhere, you can decide and say, well, I'm going to go to the shop, go walking, right? I'm going to go to the office, go by walking, right? I'm going to go somewhere that is these long elevators or lift. Instead of taking a lift or elevator, I'm going to walk up the stairs. And it's those shiftings, right? And then it's those things that I said, your body will come complaining if you've never done this. Your body will be saying like, oh my word, why have you done this? And you will want to go back to default mode, right? But you'll be like kind of telling yourself, this is a new me. We're not going to the old me. We're not going to the default mode. We are challenging status quo so that we can be able to have a newness, to be able to step out into the new, so that we are able to establish healthy regimes. Because at the end of the day, if you do it only once is not going to be good enough. But if you do it, you can do a short thing. You can do just 5,000 steps every single day is way much better than doing 5 million steps in one day and never doing it again.